Game shows make a pivot. They're less shiny, they're less flashy, and you get shows more like Love Connection.
And now, here's your host, Chuck Woolery.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Woolery, the accidental game show host. After I did Wheel, I found out that I was terribly in debt. So then a guy called me and he said, I have this show. It's a relationship show. And I thought, dating game. And he said, no, it's a little different.
We've compiled a videotape library of hundreds of attractive and available single people.
He said, we send people out on a date, and they come back individually. We keep them separated, and they tell their side of the date.
I'd like to go with both. I'll start with the number one.
I said, oh, well, that's interesting. I think I'd like to do that.
What's going on here?
Yeah, well, we were getting involved into a kiss, and then my pantyhose came off somehow or another.
Well, I mean, did it just blow those suckers off or what?
So basically, Love Connection took the idea of the dating game, and they kind of upped the ante a little bit because we had the kind of the voyeuristic pleasure of hearing how the dates worked out afterward.
Yeah. You guys got me into this thing now.
I mean, that's the psychology of that show.
So you both checking into this hotel?
Yes. And they asked me, do we want 2 beds? And I said, no, just one king size.
Sometimes they would collide. Sometimes they would mesh together. Sometimes they weren't even in the same universe.
Hey, what's the last thing he said?
The last thing I said to him was, you stay on your side and I'll stay on mine.
Ah.
It didn't end up that way, though.
It was but it was their story.
Love Connection ran 12 years. They had about 29 marriages that came out of it, 8 engagements, 15 children.
I love me some Chuck Woolery.
And like Be Back in 2 and 2, his signature.
In fact, we're going to do it in 2 and 2. We'll be right back at you.
It seemed like a little over the top to me, but it worked.